Hey guys, so recently I've been getting a lot of questions about my septum piercing. Where did I get it done? Did it hurt? Did you cry? How do you change it? And since I've been getting so many questions, I thought the easiest way to answer all those would be in a video for you. So that's pretty much what I'm doing today. I'll do a little bit of a quick Q&A on my septum piercing from all the top questions that you guys have asked me. And at the end, I will also be showing you guys how I changed my septum. So if you're squeamish, I will notify you beforehand so you can just skip out on that part. But to be honest, it's not really that gross or anything like that. So yeah, let's jump into the questions. So number one, did it hurt? Yes, it really hurt. Like honestly, I didn't think it was gonna hurt that much because I did my research on septum piercings like way before because I wanted to know what I was in for. I watched videos, I watched Q&As, I asked people who had septum piercings, and there was about, I'd say a good 70%, a good 70% that said it did not hurt at all. It was like a tiny pinch. So I was like, okay, I can do this. But then there was a 30% that I was like, it was like the world's worst pain for them. And generally because I can take pain, like I've got like a high pain threshold thing, madoodle. So I thought I'd be okay with it. But no, I wasn't. I went, I cried, and it was horrible. Literally the whole situation, like as soon as the needle went through, I was just like, you know, hyperventilating, and like tears were coming down. Not because it hurt, because it was literally just like punch in my face. I just did not expect that. It literally just knocked me out. Well, I didn't literally pass out, but it literally knocked my breath away. There was some tears and a little bit of a yelp here and there. Number two, how was the after pain? Honestly, afterwards it didn't hurt at all. Like the only time it ever hurt is if I knocked it like an idiot. Like straight after I got it done, I was like this, seeing if I can move it around. Really stupid move, by the way. But yeah, that's the only time it ever hurt. And I think the day that I got it pierced, I tried to move it twice and it hurt because I just wanted to make sure that it was straight. And then like that following week I might have touched it once or twice. Like basically whenever you like have direct contact and you move it, that's when it hurts, or if someone obviously punches you in the nose. Besides from that, it doesn't hurt. If you leave it alone, it will not bother you at all. So number three, how do they do it? So this part might get a little bit graphic for those of you guys who are, you know, squeamish, just sort of skip like the next minute to minute and a half because you know I can ramble. Okay, so the first thing they do once you enter the room is sit you down and obviously clean your nose. So they get like a wipe and gloves and they just clean your nose, make sure it's all nice and dandy in there, and then they get their fingers and they put it in your nose and put it right at the front. So if you guys just copy me, if you do that, can you see right at the front you've got like a really little squishy part, not the cartilage above, just underneath like the cartilage is like nice and squishy, and that's basically where they're going to pierce it. So after they've done that, they get these weird tong type things, like you know those old school tongs that you used to pick up sausages on barbecues. They kind of look like scissors, so they're like, okay, this is a really bad example, but I'll put a picture of one here. They get that and they put it on your nose and they sort of clamp it down, and on the end, the part that's by your nose, there's like a little circle for the needle to go through. So they leave that on there, and this generally, it can numb your nose because obviously it's putting a lot of pressure on the small area. I know some people who, when they got it done, they kept it on there for ages. I'm not entirely sure if that's safe or not, but I'm assuming different stores have different procedures. But yeah, they kept it on for longer to numb the pain more. But with me, I only kept it on there for about 30 seconds. So once that was done, they get the needle. Now when you look at the needle, it's about this big, and I guess it looks thick, but it's not that thick. But basically it's a needle, and on the outside it's got like a blue casing, which is probably why it looks so thick. But yeah, they get that and they line it up with like the hole from the tongy thing, and they literally just shove it through. And when they shove it through, you can feel it and hear it going poop, 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 you know, through the little different layers of skin. It's kind of horrible and it does make me a little nauseous when I think back to it. But yeah, that's the part that really hurt, obviously. But once they've got it in, they just pull the needle out, and all you're left with is like, you know, the blue outer casing, and then they snip the ends, take off the tongs, and now you're left with like a blue stick in the middle of your nose. I would take photos and videos if I could for you, but they don't allow that anymore, so But yeah, once they do that and you've got like a little blue tube left, they just get your septum jewelry, and different stores do different things. Like the place that I got pierced me with one of these, which is called a banana bar. Apparently this is like one of the most basic ones they use for most piercings, like septum or eyebrow and stuff like that. But anyway, I got done with a banana bar, but apparently some people also get done with a horseshoe, which is like the other standard septum one, which is the one I generally tend to wear. But yeah, it sort of depends where you go. So I got mine done with this, and basically what they did was, you know, with the blue tube, imagine my fingers are the blue tube. They unscrew the end of this, and this little thing fits straight into the blue tube. So they put it in the blue tube, they pull the blue tube out, and it literally just slides through your nose, and then obviously they screw the end back so it doesn't fall off. And this is the part where it hurts again, because obviously they're fiddling with it, they're trying to get the piercing in, they're trying to put the ball on. That literally kills, because you're sitting there for like a minute or so while she just tries to put the ball on there. It's horrible. But yeah, after that, and after the excruciating pain, you're good to go, you're done. And they recommend if you lose blood, which I did, I lost not a lot of blood, but she gave me a few cotton swabby things, so I just sort of put them around my nose until the blood went. And then they sort of recommend you have some sugar or something sweet afterwards, so I just went and got a Lucozade to just boost my levels. And that's pretty much the whole process for getting a septum piercing. It's pretty simple. I will also link down below videos, like the videos that I watched of people getting a septum piercing done, so if those of you guys who are interested, you can check that out, just in case my blabbering didn't make any sense. Okay, number 4 is, why did you get it? Now, personally for me, I've always liked septum piercings, like right from the very beginning. I thought they were really cool and intriguing. But when I saw like the Givenchy show, I'm not sure if you remember, I think it was the Givenchy 2012 to 2013, I think. Basically on their catwalk and the runway, they had these massive septum rings. Like they had there's some small ones about like this big, but then they had these massive ones like that big, and they had them on like the cover of Dazed and Confused and some other cool magazines. I'm not sure if you saw them. They were like massive and silver with massive stones. It was really cool. If you literally just search Givenchy septum, you'll find it. But oh my god, as soon as I saw that, I was like, I must have it. So that's when I started really considering it and doing the research, and then eventually I was just like, you know what, I'm gonna take the plunge, I'm gonna do it. Because at the time I had a nose piercing and I wasn't sure if I wanted both, but things worked out, took out my nose piercing, and now I got my septum, so that's that. Next question is number 5. How long did it take to heal? Now, the woman who pierced me, she told me it'd take about 2 to 3 months, and sometimes even 6 months for some people, but for me it honestly took 2 weeks. Actually, it took like a week and a half, but I let it stay till 2 weeks. I just wanted to make sure it was fine. I didn't want to mess up my nose. But obviously that depends on each individual and how fast your healing process is. Mine is pretty fast. Okie pokey. Number 6, how do you clean it? So when I first got it pierced, obviously it was really sore, so what they recommended to sort of cleanse the area was salt water. So when I actually got pierced, they sent me, well, they didn't send me, they gave me a little like square bag full of salt. Originally I did think about eating this because I thought it was going to be sugar, but it turns out it's salt, so good job I didn't. So yeah, you get the salt, you get some water, just mix it up and make like a general, you know, salt water solution, and you just get it on cotton wool balls or cotton wool swabs, whatever your preference is, and just sort of dab it around the area so it just cleans and disinfects the area. I'm not entirely sure how much water to how much salt, but I'm assuming you just need like a little bit of water and then some salt. I don't know, you might have to Google this because I don't know the technicalities of this little solution that you need. But yeah, after that, you know, once it's totally healed, I just wash it regularly, like when I wash my face, or when I'm washing my face I might get water and just be like whoop and clean my nose like that. Also, if you do one, you could just take your septum out and then clean it like that if you wanted to, but I just generally leave mine in because I can spin mine around to clean it if there's anything there, but usually there's nothing. It's a pretty clean piercing. Right, next we have, can you flip it up? Okay, this, when I first went to go get my septum piercing, I thought I'd be able to flip it up, and for those of you guys who don't know what flip it up is, let me just show you with a little demonstration. Okay, so now imagine this part is like this part of your nose. So you've got that there, and to flip it up, you just go whoop, and it's flipped up inside your nose. That was a really bad demonstration. Let me try that again. But yeah, it's sort of sitting in your nose like that, and then you flip it up inside your nose like that. Now, most people can do this. I, however, have tiny nostrils, as you guys can see. Even when I flare them, like, it's not that big. I miscalculated. I thought I'd be able to flip it up, but because my nostrils are so small and this part of my nose is quite thick, you know, here, it just won't flip up. I've tried everything. Like with this one, I've tried pushing it inwards and like stretching my nose sideways, and I've tried pulling it up, and it just does not work. The only time I can flip it up is if I'm wearing a banana bar, which is like, you know, the super tiny one that I showed you earlier. Like literally, if I had this tiny thing on, I can flip it up because obviously it's small and the ends are super wide. But yeah, that's the only way I'll ever be able to flip it up because of my tiny nostrils. But generally people can flip it up and that's how they hide it, but for me it's impossible. Number 8, where did you get it done? I got it done in Blue Banana in Bristol. I know you guys are probably thinking, Simon, why didn't you get it done in Birmingham? Because you live in Birmingham and they have a Blue Banana there. Well, at the time, the staff members at the Blue Banana store we had in Birmingham were really rude. Like I remember I went in there once asking for a nose piercing, not to get it done, but you know, to buy one, those little nose rings, and the girl literally looked at me just like that's literally her expression and her weird little laugh huff thing, and I was just like, I'ma slap you. I mean, I didn't do it, but I thought about it and then I just left. So I really wouldn't feel comfortable going there to get my septum piercing because they real mean. She might have to stab me somewhere else just on purpose. She's horrible. But yeah. At the time, staff members were really horrible, and then one of my friends who lives in Bristol, she was gonna get pierced, and I was like, hey, why don't we get them done together? I can come down see you, we chill, we get pierced, cool stuff. So yeah, that's why I went down there and got it done. But yeah, the people in Bristol, so nice. Honest to God, you guys are the nicest people ever. You guys should get an award for being nice, so good for you guys, Bristol people, you're nice. Next one is question 9. How do you blow your nose? Now this one, honestly, I got from quite a few people. I also got it from my uncle, and I feel like this is one of those unspoken questions, the questions that people want to ask but they don't really ask, except for the really bold people like my uncle. But yeah, when it comes to blowing your nose, I literally just blow it like a normal person and everything is fine. I mean, I can understand your confusion because obviously this is in your nose, you know, you might get snot on it or something like that, but honestly, when I blow my nose, I don't get anything on it. I don't know, maybe it's the way I blow my nose, but yeah, I've never ever actually got boogers on my septum ring. But I suppose if you did, all you have to do is go to the bathroom and wipe it, or just get a wipe and wipe it. Just, yeah, I don't know. I've never had that problem, so I don't exactly know how to explain that to you, but I guess it's different for everyone. Number 10, where do you get your septum jewelry from? I get mine from Blue Banana, but you can get them from like any piercing or alternative store because they generally tend to have them. I know this place in Birmingham called the Oasis Market, and they've got loads of little stores in there. There's one place that does piercings, and I'm pretty sure they sell, you know, piercing jewelry. There's also another one that I cannot remember the name to, but if you go like to the bottom floor of the Oasis Market, past like all the backpacks, and on the right, they've got a little store that sells beads, and they also sell septum jewelry. But you also can get septum jewelry on eBay. I have previously done that before, like from like the genuine sellers, not the weird ones. But yeah, you can get septum jewelry pretty much anywhere. Like I've seen people sell it on Instagram, I've seen them sell it on Depop. Literally just search septum jewelry and you will find it. Okay, so the last 2 questions are slightly different, but they're still on the whole septum topic, but I feel like they're more directed towards me because I am a Bengali girl, so I will answer them now. Now these 2 questions are actually the most popular questions I've got out of all the questions that I have gotten. So the first one is to do with my husband and my family. Did I ask them before I got it done? What was their reaction? Did they approve? How did I convince them? And when I get these questions, I think people forget that I'm a 21-year-old woman who can do as I please because I'm a 21-year-old woman. I mean, yes, I have a family and I also have a husband, but when it comes to decisions that have to do with me and especially my body, they are my own decisions. So I didn't ask for anyone's permission. I didn't really look for anyone else's approval. I just sort of went and did it. I live in a really open-minded household, like my husband and my family, and everyone, they're really open-minded. So whenever I do something like this, they're just like, new, okay, okay. They're sort of just, yeah, everyone's just sort of chill about it. Even if it's not their own personal style, they won't be rude or anything. They won't be like, oh my god, what did you do? They'll just be like, oh, okay, that's new. They won't freak out or insult me or anything like that. I mean, I can understand because in a lot of Asian families, you have those stereotypical family members that freak out and they're like, oh my god, what are you doing? You're just you're de-something your face. I can't remember the word right now. Defiling, is that the word? But yeah, they freak out, but my family isn't like that. Obviously I do have certain family members that are distant that are like that, but when it comes to them, I'm just like, this is my face, my choices, you do not own this. This is my nose, not the family nose, so y'all can chill. But yeah, when it comes to them, I literally just give 0 poopies because my face, my choices, my life. So yeah, I didn't ask anyone's permission. Their reaction was pretty chill. I didn't ask for their approval and I didn't really convince them because I didn't need to. And also my husband is pretty chill. He thought it was badass and he's cool with me doing whatever I want. I don't understand this whole stereotypical thing where a husband must control you or the family must control you. It's so bizarre to me. I understand people grow up with these mindsets, but for me, it's like, that is not my mindset. I was not brought up like that, so I'm just so not used to that sort of stereotypical, I guess, mindset. But yeah, obviously if you're young and you live on your family's roof and your family does have a problem with you getting piercings or dyeing your hair, etc, etc, you should probably listen to them because you live under their roof and you are their children and you don't want to get kicked out. So just listen to your parents. I don't want you to go and listen to my words and be like, I'm gonna do whatever I want because it's my body, it's my face, and it's all that jazz, because obviously you got your parents and you have to listen to them first. No being naughty. Don't think I'm approving you to be naughty. Okay, and the last question, also one of the most asked questions, is it haram? Literally, the amount of times this came up, I slapped myself so many times, just face palming like, what? Why are you asking me this question? Okay, first of all, I'm a Muslim. I believe in Islam. That is my religion. That is, you know, my choices, my beliefs, etc, etc. And generally, when you believe in something, you don't do anything that will go against that or something that will oppose that, because you know, you believe in that. For example, I believe wearing real fur is wrong. That's like my general real view. So I wouldn't then, having this view, go and wear a real fur coat. Do you get what I'm trying to say? It's like when you believe in something, you won't do anything that will go the opposite, won't oppose it, basically. So the fact that you guys are even asking me that is just totally just why? But I suppose, long story short, no, it is not haram. Y'all can chill down. I know there's loads of people who freak the poop out when they see it and they're just like, oh, you a hijab, how you wear this? You show us wrong, you make everyone think we evil. You're a sin, you go to hell, you wear this in hijab, what, you crazy? I get this all the time from people online. No one says it in real life because no one ever will, but people say it online. And the honest truth is, septum piercings are not haram. If you do your real research, then you will see that it's not haram. Like, there's a few people out there, and specifically men, I'm just going to point this out that they are men, that tell you that you can't wear it because men are attracted to them, they bring attention and they beautify your face. First of all, we live in 2014. People get turned on by absolutely anything. Curtains, flowers, car pipes, everything. So, you know, you can't really say that. And on top of that, back in the day, from centuries ago when the prophets were around, people got piercings. It was fine. No one said anything about it. Oh my god. So yeah, that is that. I really hate talking about religion and bringing up these topics, but it just had to be said because I got the question so much. I know if I missed it out, you guys would just ask it again. Now that I've finished answering all the top questions, I will show you how to change your septum piercing. So for those guys who are slightly squeamish, who don't want to see this, I'd say skip maybe the next minute and a half. I'll put like a little timestamp here so you can click on that timestamp or just skip to that timestamp so you guys don't have to see me jiggling with my nose. Okay, so here we are, nice and close up and close and personal with my grill and my nose, of course. What you want to do is get your septum piercing and see these little balls? These are screw on and screw offable. So we're just going to get one of them and we're going to screw it off. Lefty something, righty tighty, lefty loosey. That's the one. So I've just taken the little ball off, as you guys can see. Whoop! No! I found it. There we go, the tiny little ball. If there's any problems you will ever face when it comes to changing septum piercing, this will be it, losing the little ball. They're nifty little buggers, they're tricky little buggers, they hide. But yeah, that's pretty much it. But yeah, once you've got that, you take it off and then you just spin. Obviously if you have a smaller piercing you can just pull it out, but I'm wearing a circular one, so I will pull it out. Boom, bam, it's done. And yeah, oh, it looks so weird. I feel naked when I have no piercing. I feel like I also have a third breathing hole from my nose. It's really, really weird. But yeah, I'm gonna pop this one back on, so just go hop like that. That usually helps, and then there we go, back on. And then obviously you get your little ball and you screw it back on. This is also another little tricky part because of these nasty boogers. Sometimes I'll actually stick the little ball on blue tack, that way it's easier to hold and navigate. So once I've got it on there, I just take off the blue tack and then spin it round. I've got it on now, and now just to spin it around. Obviously you don't always need the blue tack, it's just sometimes if it's slightly tricky, it's just a little tip and trick for you guys. But there we go. It's on, it's tight, and that's how I change it. And yeah guys, that's pretty much all the septum knowledge that I can give you for now. If there's any questions that you think I've missed out, leave them down below and I will answer them to the best of my abilities. Before I go, on my lips I'm wearing a mixture of Revlon's Mink and MAC's Lingering Kiss, which was like their limited edition lipstick, but they still might have it left in certain stores. It's a super lush colour, but yeah, I've sort of mixed them together to give me this purpley kind of colour. It's very nice, even if I do say so myself. Scarf is from Al Medina Hijabs, and my cool sort of splattered paint shirt that's super massive and super bat wingy is from Yoins. So I'll link them all down below so you guys can check them out if you would like to. I know I always get questioned on what I'm wearing on my lips and what I'm wearing in the video, so I thought I'd just tell you that now at the end of the video, and also link down below so it's easier for you guys to find. But yeah guys, that's the whole video. Hope you guys enjoyed it, hopefully it's helped you guys, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!